Hello students, today we discuss the subject Energy Conversion 2. First we start from Module 1. This is the first lecture class, the basic introduction on alternator. After completion of this topic, alternator, you are very clear to identify different parts of alternator, classification of alternator, the reason for parallel operation, different testing method carried out on alternator, and you improve your problem solving ability on synchronous machine. So in our first lecture class, we will discuss the introduction part, its classification and its construction. So this is the contents. Before this, we first see in previous semester you study or you cover on which of the topic in energy conversion 1. In energy conversion 1, you have covered the part of DC machines like DC generator, DC motor, single phase transformer, auto transformer, instrument transformer, etc. And in this energy conversion 2 subject, you will cover alternator, synchronous motor, induction motor, single phase induction motor, commutator motor, special electric machine, 3-phase transformer. If you find the conclusion or compare in between these two subjects or two parts, you see that all DC machine and AC machine, that is DC generator, motor, transformer, synchronous machine, induction machine, all are works on the single principle called as Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. You are very familiar on this principle, and this principle is named after a scientist, Michael Faraday, who performed an experiment with a magnet and a coil. So what is this law? This law states that whenever a conductor cuts a magnetic line of force, then EMF is induced on that conductor. Okay. So next we see, let us start the topic alternator. Alternator, or it also named as synchronous generator, generally it is called as AC generator, is a device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. It works on the principle of electromagnetic induction, and it is also called as alternator, and it is basically used in electrical energy generation and also for synchronous compensators for control of reactive power. Why it is named as or so called as alternator? It is so called as alternator because the voltage it induces or generate is alternating in nature. That means the voltage changes with respect to time. Hence, the machine is named as alternator. The next is that why it is so named as synchronous generator. It is named as synchronous generator because the output frequency is synchronized with mechanical rate of rotation of the field of the generator, or in general, in simple word, we may say that as this machine rotate with a synchronous speed, hence the name is synchronous generator. Later we discuss what is the equation for synchronous speed and how synchronous speed is related with the frequency, that is the frequency output of the alternator. Next we see type of alternator. The first classification is synchronous machine may be single phase, two phase or three phase type. It is based on the phase, single phase, two phase and three phase. Okay, this one single phase, two phase and three phase. So what is single phase? Single phase, this provide a pair of output terminals and a single AC output. Then two phase, this two phase, it means the alternator is composed of two winding placed at 90 degrees from each other. They require two live and one ground wire from the three phase supply that work in two phases. It means from the three phase, two are the live and another is the ground wire. Okay, and the three phase, it means three phase drive, the armature has three set of winding placed so that three outputs with a mutual phase difference of 120 degree, means three winding are placed apart from each other by an electrical degree of 120. Okay, three winding, it have two configuration, star or delta. Then second classification is based on the arrangement of the field and armature. This one, field and armature winding. On this basis, alternator is classified into two types, rotating armature type or rotating field type. You know that EMF is induced by two methods, either field is rotating or stationary. So see that what is rotating armature type. In rotating armature type, the armature winding is on the rotor and field system is on the stator. You know that any rotating machine, it have two basic main parts, rotor and stator. Rotor and stator both consist of windings. Rotating, so in case of rotating armature type alternator, what happen, armature winding is on the rotor and field winding is on the stator. It likes the DC generator. If you remember DC generator, the armature winding is on the rotor part, field winding is on the stator part. You give supply or you excite the field winding, so EMF is generated on the armature winding and you take output, and there is an arrangement of commutator in the armature which function is to collect current from the armature winding. Okay, if you remember the winding diagram of a DC generator. So what happen in case of alternator rotating armature type, here armature winding is on the rotor and field system is on the stator. It looks like a DC generator except that there are 3 slip ring is placed of commutator in place of commutator. In such generator, the required magnetic field is provided by DC electromagnet placed on the stator, and current generated is collected by means of brushes and slip ring on rotor. And this type of alternator is suitable for low voltage generators up to about 200 to 250 kVA. The next classification is rotating field type. Here it is the reverse of the first one. On the first one, armature is on the rotor, field is on the stator. Here reverse, armature in the rotating field type alternator, the armature winding is on the stator and field winding is on the rotor. So all the large type alternator comes under this classification. And what is the advantage of stationary armature and revolving field system? See, it is easy. The first advantage is that if armature is on the stator, it is easy to insulate stationary armature winding for very high voltage, because you know that if suppose we construct an armature or construct the alternator of power rating 100 kVA or 400 kVA like this, so big size of slip rings and brushes required. So what happen, this big size, when the rotor rotate, they generate sparking. So that sparking, it creates losses in the system. So if the armature is placed on the stator part, no such arrangement is required. You connect conductor directly from the terminals of the rotor or armature conductor. Hence it is, and also if for big size armature, what happen, insulation required is also more. If armature is placed in the rotor part or the rotating part, it difficult to maintain that large amount of insulation. But if it is in the stator, it is easy to construct. So the first point, the advantage is that it is easy to insulate stationary armature winding for very high voltage, that is 33 kV like this. The second advantage is that the load circuit can be connected directly. This one already I explained in the first advantage part. Second advantage is that the load circuit can be connected directly with the fixed terminals of the stator, that is armature winding, without passing through slip ring and brushes. We connect the terminals, output terminals, directly from the armature winding without using slip ring and brushes. So its cost also decreases. Then third point, the armature winding can be more easily raised in a rigid frame to prevent any deformation. हम लोग easily उसको place कर सकते हैं. Fourth part, the armature winding is cooled more readily. Cooling process अच्छा से हो सकता है. Fifth, only 2 slip rings are required for the supply of direct current to the rotor. रोटर को देने के लिए ओनली 2 स्लिप रिंग ही चाहिए, क्योंकि रोटर पार्ट को हम लोग क्या देते हैं, डीसी एक्साइटेशन देते हैं जनरेटर में. ठीक है, तो हम लोग को उसमें एक्स्ट्रा आर्मेचर सर्किट के लिए रोटर सर्किट स्टेटर सर्किट के लिए एक्स्ट्रा और स्लिप रिंग का जरूरत नहीं है। द सिक्स्थ वन, सिंस exciting current is relatively small, therefore the slip ring and brush gears are light in construction, small in size. Seventh point, due to simple, light and robust construction of the rotor, higher speed of rotating DC field is possible. This result in increased output. Its efficiency is also better than the first one. This diagram shows the first one, it shows the rotating armature alternator, and the second one shows the rotating field alternator. Clear? This one, see here, this one is the rotor where armature is placed, and the second diagram, this is the field one, and here armature is placed, armature winding is placed. Next, then according to the shape of the field, synchronous machine may be classified as cylindrical rotor type machine and salient pole type machine. This one we discussed in the construction part briefly. Then the next classification, this one, based on the type of prime mover. Based on the type of prime mover, it is classified into three types: turbo generator, hydro generator, diesel engine driven generator. So first we see what is turbo generator. Turbo generator are driven by steam turbine. Generator, you know that in generator, rotor part is driven by the either we drive it through turbine or some external force. Big generator, the prime mover is used as a turbine. So in turbo generator, these are driven by steam turbine. These are high speed machines. The maximum speed for turbo generator is 3000 rpm. And which type of rotor construction is required for such machine? Cylindrical rotor construction. And this type of alternator, this type of classification, rating up to 1000 MVA. Second, hydro generator. The synchronous generator driven by water turbines are called as hydro generators. Its speed range is about 1500 to 100 rpm and rating is up to 750 MVA. Then third, diesel engine driven generator. These are of 100, its rating is 100 kVA or less than 1000 kVA, and speed is about to 375 to 1500 rpm, and such generator employs salient pole type construction. Next we see this chart. It represent the comparison between stationary field system and rotating field system. The main advantages of rotating field system is that as no slip ring, as we discussed in the previous slide, as in rotating field system, you see that in the armature winding no slip rings and brush are required, so no sparking is there. No sparking at slip ring can be designed to any capacity because armature is placed on the stator. There is no insulation problem, so we may design it by any capacity from low to high, and its efficiency is also high, low maintenance as compared to stationary field system. Okay, this is the comparison between stationary field system and rotating field system. Next we see the construction. Like any other machine, rotating machine, alternator consists of two main parts: stator and rotor. So let us first discuss what is stator. This diagram represents the stator part. The armature core is supported by stator frame. If you remember DC machine, in DC machine, stator is covered by a frame, and that also helps to circulate magnetic flux. But no such function is there in case of alternator. Here the function of stator frame is to support only the armature core. Okay, and the stator frame is built up of laminations of magnetic iron or steel iron alloy. The core is laminated to minimize loss due to eddy current. The lamination is done due to reduce eddy currents. Here you may face short questions: why lamination is provided in stator frame? Answer is to reduce eddy current loss. Then the laminations are stamped out in complete rings or segments. The laminations are insulated from each other and have space between them for allowing the cooling air to pass through. The inner periphery of the stator is slotted, and copper conductors which are joined to one another constituting armature winding housed in these slots. The other end of the winding are brought out or connected to fixed terminals from which the generator power can be taken out. Different shape of armature slot. Here you see that these are the armature slot. Armature consists of multiple number of slots, which holds the copper conductor or copper wire. Okay, so these slots are of different type. 3 type of slot are there: wide open, semi-closed and closed. Now we see what is the advantages or disadvantages of this type of 3 slots, armature slots. So first we see the wide open type slot. It is also used in DC machine. This open type slot is also used in DC machine. And what is the advantage of this type of construction? It permitting easy installation of firm wound coils and their easy removal in case of repair. But it has disadvantages of distribution of air gaps flux into brushes that produce ripple in the wave of generated EMF. Then second, the semi-closed type slot are better in this respect but do not allow the use of firm wound coils. And the third one, the closed type slots or tunnels do not distribute the air gap flux. It is fully closed one. This one is fully closed one. And they tend to increase due to this construction, they increase the inductance of the winding. The armature conductor have to be threaded through, thereby increase इनिशियल लेबर एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ वाइंडिंग. ये पूरा क्लोज होने के कारण क्या होता है ना, इसको वाइंडिंग करने के लिए ज़्यादा लेबर चार्ज और ज़्यादा टाइम एंड कॉस्ट भी लगता है. द थर्ड वन, व्हाट इज़ द थर्ड फीचर्स ऑफ दिस टाइप ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन? दे प्रेजेंट ए कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एंड कनेक्शन. अगर इसमें हम लोग ये पॉइंट में ये दिस स्लॉट्स में अगर हम लोग वाइंडिंग करते हैं तो उसका टर्मिनल भी निकालने के लिए हम लोग को दिक्कतें आती हैं. ठीक है, हेंस दे आर रेयरली यूज्ड. दिस फुल्ली क्लोज टाइप आर रेयरली यूज्ड. नेक्स्ट वी सी rotor part. Stator part completed. Next we see rotor part. Two type of rotor construction is there. The first one, salient pole or projecting pole type. Then second one, non-salient pole or cylindrical rotor type. The first one, if you see the diagram, the first one is the salient pole type or projection. See here, what is the difference? This pole are outward projected, okay, and the second one cylindrical type, this one cylindrical rotor. Here air gap is non-uniform, but here air gap is uniform. Here slots are present, these slots, this one, okay, these slots are present in between pole. So here it is the clear picture of, this one is the clear picture of salient pole type. Here see that the pole are outward projected and air gap in between this pole are, this rotor air gap is non-uniform. So what are the main points you observe in this rotor construction? It is used for medium speed alternator used in, and basically this type of alternator is used in hydro and diesel power generating station. And here pole are made of laminated sheet and fixed to the rotor by dovetail joint. Short circuited damper bars are placed in the slots provided on the pole surface. These used to prevent hunting and to provide starting torque in synchronous motor. Here you may have the question, what is hunting? It is the momentary speed fluctuation in alternator. Okay, and for a knowledge, under normal running condition, damper winding does not carry any current because rotor runs at synchronous speed under normal running condition. And the damper windings, this also tends to maintain balanced three-phase voltage under unbalanced load conditions in case of alternator. In salient pole alternator, this type of classification, rotor classification, the field coil are placed on the pole field coil are placed on the, here see, this is the field coil, sorry, this is the field winding. Okay. So what are the key features of this type of rotor? Non-uniform air gap, already explained this. The diameter of the rotor is more than the cylindrical rotor type. The number of holes is higher than that of the cylindrical type rotor. Axial length is less. The prime mover speed is less and is driven in hydral or hydroelectric turbines. These generators are used in hydro, where what is the application of this type of rotor? Hydroelectric power plant, and on that, as it is used, it is called as hydro generators. Clear? Next we see that cylindrical type. In cylindrical type, you see slots, they are provided between this pole. Okay, these are the poles. These are the poles. This, and in slots, field coils are mounted. Okay. So here, in case of cylindrical type, slots are provided in between the poles, and these slots are placed with field winding conductors. Okay. And what are the features? Number of poles are less when compared to salient pole type. Diameter is less, axial length is more, air gap is uniform, prime mover speed is more, and is driven in thermal turbines. These are used in thermal power plant and hence called as turbo generators. Okay. So in this topic, we have covered what is alternator, why it is named as alternator, why it is named as synchronous generator, what is the similarities and dissimilarities in DC generator, AC generator, its classification. We see three type of classification based on the phase, based on the arrangement between armature winding and field winding. Next, based on the prime mover used. Then fourth, based on the field construction. Okay. Then next we have covered its construction part, and on that we see that likewise any type of machines, rotating machine, it also consists of stator and rotor. Thank you, students. If you have any queries regarding this topic, you will share it in our electrical WhatsApp group, and please follow my lecture note also, and go through your textbook Electrical Technology Volume 2 by B.L. Theresa, and also one reference book Electrical Machine by J.B. Gupta. Thank you.